Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to see this UI, okay? Not the full UI, I will be showing you only part 1 which will contain this screen, okay? I will be showing you navigation between these items and it's very easy to design, so just stick around for the whole video. You will understand so many things. You will understand how to create this type of card and how you can use neuromorphic design, how you can use this type of fonts, and how you can give this background, right? So it will be a very knowledgeable video for you, and I would like to see more views till the end of the video, because it will be very helpful if you watch out full video. That's it. That's my only request to you. Otherwise you will miss out on something, and then you might be in trouble in future. Okay, so just starting, and I will not use any state management logic here other than logic for this. But if you want that I use block for this, select this and change these items, like this, change these items, so I can do it for you, but in the next video, not in this video. So let me know in the comment section if you want that. Okay, so let's head on to our first page of this UI. Okay. So this is the design, and we are going to do this page first. So let's head on to our project. Let me give you a small brief. So in my perspec.yml, I have added a font, which is this. For this outline, I have added the font. I could not find the exact font. That's why I have compromised with that, and I'm using this font. For featured text, I am not using any font. I think in whole of this app, font compromisation will be there because I was not able to find a specific font. Okay. Then in my assets, other than fonts, I have icons, where these three icons are there. Right now, I have added only three icons. So let's proceed with this. So in my lib, in main.dart, I am going to add a screen, which will be homepage screen. Okay. And in my pages, I'm going to create a directory, which will be homepage. It is completely optional, and it is up to you how you can structure your project. So right now, I do it like this: homepage screen. Okay, then we'll create material page. Okay, so let's see at the design. It says that this is we will not use app bar directly, so we will be using scaffold, but we won't be having app bar. The reason for that is app bar cannot have this background, right? And we need background on the whole page. So inside our body, our we will have a stack. Okay, then in the stack, the first thing that comes to mind is how you will create the background. So it's very easy. So I will tell you that this is your background layer, and on top of that you have your visible elements. Okay, so I will create a background widget, which is private in this case, and I'm not moving it out of this file itself. This is again your call how you can. If your app has many screens that has this type of background, then you can put it outside in a commons folder. Okay, so for me, I will use position widget here. Okay, and it's very easy to do it with position because right is 0, there is some width, and there is some height. Top is also 0, so these are our positions. But before that, we need to know what is the screen dimensions. Okay, so we are going to fetch final width. We are going to get media query we are going to get width of the screen by using media query, and as well as we are going to get height. Now these width and height have to be passed to background widget. So we are going to declare width and height as the parameters of background widget. Then we are going to create a constructor which is by const so that it is little beneficial at the compile time, at the runtime. Okay, these width and height will be passed to your background. So we are going to do this, and these are named parameters. Okay, then in this position, as I said, my right is 0. What about the width? So whatever width I have passed in is the width into, or you can do one more thing. You should not pass width, complete screen width to background widget. You should pass from here. Okay, so it is 0.4 times, means it is 40% of your screen width and 80% of your screen height. Then top will be 0. Your height of this background will be this one. And now position also needs a child widget. So what will be that child? It will be nothing but clip r rect. So we are going to clip a rectangle. Okay, then we will have a container here. Now yes, so container will just have a color, or you can say do we have a colored box? Yes, so we have a colored box. We are going to simply take a color here. Okay, what is that color? So I have already copied that color. I think this is the one. Yes, so this is my color. You can move to any other file as well. Right now, just for the UI sake, I'm not doing it, but this is not good practice to put colors here and there, because this can be repetitive, and it will be actually. So eventually we will define it on top layer of this screen. Okay, then this is clipper rect, which is going to clip this colored box with you can say a curve, a rounded rectangle. So you have to give what uh, um a border, from which side you have to clip it. Okay, so border radius dot only. So we are going to clip it only from left, bottom left. And why so? Because if we consider this colored box, your phone is already curved. This side is not curved, this is not curved, only this is curved. So it is bottom left part of your colored box. So that's why you have to define what radius you have to give here. So you can give 20. And if we see the output, let me just import this. Yes, so you can see the output. Yeah, it is very fine. It's very matching with the, you can say, your background. You can add some I can say you can add some opacity, because it looks like it's not the exact thing. That's why. So that's all up to you. For me, this is perfect now. Other than background, now we have to switch to our top layer, which will have these elements, right? So when we have elements in vertical direction, we will have a column, and then we will add all the elements in the column, right? So in this column, my first child will be, of course, app bar. This I will also create as a local thing, because in these two screens, the app bar is not common, right? Of course, cart is there, cart is here, this is there, this is there, but again, I will have to handle navigations which I am not handling here, and I have to handle here, so that will be overkill. Okay, then app bar, you don't have to pass anything here. You can do one thing, you can add a size box on top of that, which will have some height, so that there is a gap for this cutout. I know you can use a safe bar also, but a safe area, but I don't feel that uh, beneficial for me. Then let's create app bar. Okay, so app bar, as you can see, only two icons, there is little gap and space in between. So these are our first look things. So we will have a padding widget to add the padding. It will be symmetric, 16. Then we will have a row, we will have children, and main axis alignment will be space between. So these two children. Now comes the curious part, how you are going to create this type of icon, right? So it's nothing but pneumorphic design. So we have a library called clay containers, which I have already explained in my previous videos. But in this video also, I'm going to show you how you can create clay containers. Okay, so you will have to have a clay container first of all. Okay, then in that clay container you can mention a lot of things. You can give height, so in my case it is height is 50, width is 50, spread you can give 20, or we will see how that goes, depth to anything you can give, and we will see the output, right? Then border radius, so border radius, I will give, I want it circle, right? So I will give 25 so that it becomes a circle. When width and height are 50, border radius is 25, it becomes a circle. Then curve type, I will say I will use concave here, and then parent color I don't need for this thing. Yes, now I need a child. Now let's look it bit more down. It has a border, right? So we need to not only add the icon but wrap that with a container. Okay, and that too container having some width, right? So container having some border with some width. Okay, so container will again have a decoration which is box decoration, and it will have border dot all, and the color of that will be, I have copied it, just let me paste it. It should be this thing. It's bit transparent from this color, that's why I have taken this. Okay, then width will be 2 for this border. Border radius, of course, again you have to mention width and height. Let us see if we don't do it what happens. Okay, border radius dot all, and it should be 25. Now you might be wondering why I have taken 25 directly here and I'm taking border radius dot all radius circles 25. The reason is this library, this widget, automatically takes double value and it wraps in your border. Okay, so it does the work for you. See this border radius dot circular and the border radius whatever you have provided. Okay, so basically we can also just take idea from this, and we can remove at least one widget, right? Yeah, so this is working same way. Yeah, right. Now in this container we have a child which will be icons dot menu. And what is the color of the icon? So basically this is the color but without transparency. Okay, right? And then size of this will be 25 or 30, whatever you feel better. We will see it now. Then yes, let's run it. Let's see. Okay, it looks great, it looks nice. Yes, now play with the depth. So spread I will just remove it for now. Okay, spread is removed. Depth we will make is 10th. Okay, great. So 20 is good here. Yes, and spread I think it's not needed in this case, it's matching. And yes, it looks nice. Now similar thing, you have to just copy this and you can add another one. Okay, and there will be space in between these two icons. This time icon will be your card icon. Okay, and everything remains same, but there will be issue, I will show you. Yes, so what is this? So basically clay container takes I think screen background as is surface background. Okay, so we need to sorry, parent color. So parent color we need to change. Okay, parent color will be nothing but the color of your spread mostly. Okay, let's see, 0xFF, and what is the blue color? So we will go to our background. That's why I was saying that we need to create constant colors for us. Okay, so we will do that after working on this, right? So it looks great now, and it is as per the design, right? Of course you might feel that this is little more whiter, so you can do it by making this border as more transparent. Yeah, it looks good now. Yeah, great. And it's on your decision that you make it as convex or concave. It's all up to you. Right now I feel it's little like concave, or let us see. Okay, concave is much better. Okay, now we are done with this app bar, we are done with the background, but as I said, we need to define the constant color. So why not define constant colors here itself? So you can say blue color. I'm just taking a random name. Okay, and that will be your background color, right? And then you are going to replace this with blue color, as well as in your app bar also you are going to replace it with blue color. Similarly, I think you can take this color and then provide opacity here using that. So but we, in that case, we will not be able to use a const. So let's take this out. Okay, so I will say const color icon background color. Okay, which will be color, and this will be final this time. The reason for this, probably let's try out with const. I will show you why I'm not sure enough why it will not work. So you know, I want to apply some opacity here, so it will be icon background color dot with opacity 0.2. So does it work? Yeah, it works. Great. That's good news for us. And here we are directly going to use icon background color. Similarly, here also we are going to use with opacity 0.03 and direct color here. Okay, it should be ff. Yeah, so now let's run it, and everything looks very nice and perfect. Now let's work on the bottom part. So we will have a size box which has height of 30 maybe, and then we will have a rich text so that we can have these two items. So why don't we create another class which will be you can say title. Yeah, and that title will have the text, final text, and it will be string. Okay, now this rich text will go, it will come in your title, and you will have, okay, just a moment. So I'm making local widgets because they are used only here. That's why we can see they are not used anywhere else. So in the title, now you will have to pass in the text, which will be nothing but featured products, right? And here it will be our duty to separate out featured and product so that we can move them in, we can use them in rich text one below another. Okay, so it will be nothing but text dot split, and it will be split by a empty space. Now you will have text here which will take text span. Okay, and it will have children. Okay, so first child will be text span, right? And another, this will contain words, words 0, so it will contain featured. And then the second item will be your line, one line difference, and third will be your products. Okay, so this time we will work on featured, which will have for style as text style. So font weight will be font weight dot w 900. Font size for me it was 36, and then you can copy this whole. Yes, of course, color also we have to give, so it will be colors dot black. That is straightforward. Then in this text span also, so we see the output, it is like this. Now why it is like this? Because this column does not have cross axis alignment, so now it has come here. Now it is our duty to wrap this rich text in a padding widget. which has symmetric, horizontal, same 16, or for me it looks like 20 is good. Okay, so this is good, but we need to set font style for products. So that will be our font family, and we will go to the pubspec.yaml and we will see the font family name here, which is this thing. We will copy it, put it here, and let's see the output. So it looks like this, right? Now you need to increase it. So letter spacing will come into picture, which will be 10 here, and it should be 8. Great. And some letter spacing can be added to this also, which should be 2. Great. And it looks good, as fonts are not there, so it is not exactly matching with the design, but you can just bear with me for at least this video, otherwise show that my fonts are perfectly matching with the design and it looks exactly replica of the design, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way, and some fonts are actually not freely available. Okay, so I hope we are something that, yes, I wanted to test whether can we move this text and this text furthermore closer. So can we do that? Do we have height? No. Do we have nothing? So do we have height here? Yes. What is that? What does that do? Okay, it is too much. Yeah, 0.8. Let's play with this a little. Just giving it a shot. Yeah, that's great. So this is how you play with it. I even do this a lot of time. I play with the parameters, so whatever value suits me, it looks great. Right now you can see that these two are very close to each other, right? And of course we can add a little bit more spacing here, so it is nothing. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so now we will move to our this portion. Okay, so now we are going to add settings and these three options. So I have created a option class where I have created a class with ID and image path, and I have created these options, three options. So this can actually, if you are working on real-time application, this can come from any of your backend or Firebase, anything it can come from. I have just hard-coded it so that we can at least create the UI. Now, uh, so after this title, we will have the sized box again with height of 30. Okay, and then I am creating settings and options. Okay, so this widget which I will create will contain settings and options. Now why I have named this as like this, I will explain you in just a moment. Okay, fine. So right, okay, so when you are designing for Flutter, see, this is a settings icon, and this whole altogether is collection of options given to you. So you have to group your UI elements so that you can apply some animations, you can apply you can at least separate out these widgets so that they can be more modular when you're using them. So for that you have to do in that way. Now we are working on a column design, so this whole is one item of the column. That's why I have to take this out in one thing. Otherwise what I would have done is I would have taken row, then added two children, but that thing I will be doing here. Okay, so my first children of this child of this row will be nothing but an icon. Okay, and that will be short text, whatever, means this again is the wrong icon, but this is what I have right now. So it will have icon background color. You can give size to it, which will be 30. Let's see how does it look like. Okay, it looks like this. Again, we will be wrapping this in a padding widget, which will be this time it will be a lot more. It will be 32. Okay, so this has come here. Now it's the time to add options. Okay, now these options, why I am taking this out, as I explained, this is a group of options, so I will take this out. Now to make this one of them as selectable, it will be easier to wrap these options with block builder, or if you're not using block builder, it will be again easy if you're using set state. So that's why go with that. Okay, then again a stateless widget which will have options. right? Now this options is nothing but just again a row, but this time it will take the remaining space. Okay, so we will have expanded widget, then we will have a row. Okay, and also there should be some gap between settings and options. So we'll add a size box, same width, and it should be 20 at some sufficient amount of space should be there. Now this time I'm going to use for loop. I will not add three options one by one. I will just use my options dot length. So basically I have done some mistake. Okay, right. So you have to write children, then you have to use for loop. Let me just move it up. And I equals to 0, I less than options dot. This time let's take it index, because it turns out very naive to use I. We used to use that in colleges. Okay, right. Let's format the file. Now after this, you have to add one option at a time. So that will be my widget, and it will have option passed as options index. Okay, so we will create another widget, but since options is very much repetitive word, so we are going to refactor this as options widget, and then whatever we create new widget, it will be option widget. Okay, so this option widget is nothing but each of these options, 1 2 3. So there are three options, one being option widget. Okay, now you will have to create a field here which will be type of option. Now this is a model. Okay, don't get confused. I have separated out model and widget by naming convention. Now this is required field. Okay, after this, what is this? Now we are designing this thing, right? So it's just material. It's not at all a new morphic design. It will not work that way. The reason being same, you don't know which clay container will have blue background, which will have white background. So you won't be able to decide what will be your as I said, what will be your uh, uh, I think it was parent color, right? In this case we mentioned blue as parent color because we knew it was blue. In this case, since it's a for loop, you will not be able to decide it. And take this case, it's half white half blue, you cannot work on that. So basically it will be just a material then for us, and it will have elevation 8, and then it should, yes, it should have border radius. So it will be border radius dot circular, and we will take 8 as the value, right? Now you will have a container which will also have a border radius, and it will be same border radius. So you can actually take this out in a variable on top. So I will do same this time because it will be easier to change from one end. Okay, so it will be border radius. Okay, it should be option border radius, which will be this, right? Now option border radius we will mention here, as well as we will mention here. Why this is needed, I will show you. Now color of this we will change, just hold on for some time. It will be changed because based on whether it is selected or not, colors will change, right? Now what is the size of this? So it should be 50, and then child of this will be your image.asset. Okay, what will be the image path? It will come from option dot image path, right? Fine. Okay, what will be the width of this? So I don't want to set width. I will wrap this in a, I will rather mention padding, because image.asset will be taking containers width and height. Okay, so I will have to add some padding here so that this becomes a little bit smaller than the whole container. Okay, so we are done with option widget. Till now we have not mentioned anything which is related to selected. Okay, so let's see the output, and you can see these three items, which is fine enough. But again, this option widget should have some margin from left and right, right? So what should be done here? Basically I would say, can you add a size box? No. probably there is only one thing that you can add. So what you will do here is, yes, size box you can add here with width as 8, and then similarly this way. Let's see it. Okay, it's not working that way because, okay, right, I was wrong here. Let's try with this. Can you do this type of work here? Will it work? Okay, it doesn't work that way. Fine. So what we will do, nothing to worry about. Option widget, we'll just wrap this in a material, or you can say padding, and then you can take horizontal, right, and it will have 8 from left, 8 from right. That's it. Fine enough. uh, we can increase it to 60 so that it moves little bit more right hand side and it becomes more visible to us, right? Yeah, this looks good. Similarly, we can actually change settings icon size also to 50 so that it is also much visible. Yeah, this looks nice. Okay, now we have to work on which thing is selected, so where it will be changed. So basically it should be changed from probably here. You have to mention which option is selected. So you will mention selected option index, or no, ID, because that will be more relevant. That's why I have given ID here. Okay, so this is 1 2 3. So right now I want selected option index, option ID as 1. Okay, I will have to use this int selected. Okay, now right now I'm hard coding, no doubt in that, but this can be changed when you wrap this with block builder, when you wrap with this provider, anything you wrap with that, take the value and put here. Okay, right now it's static, but you can update it accordingly. Okay, if you want, let me know in the comment section if you want this whole functionality to work other than UI as well. Just let me know. I will definitely going to create a second video for that. It's just home screen that we will create in this video. So let me know in the comment section. I will take it in other parts also. Okay, so this is selection option ID. Same thing. Now we have to tell option widget whether this is selected or not selected. Okay, so we will pass is selected. Okay, how you will calculate that this is selected, what is the value of that? So you will take a field is selected equals to option, um not like that, probably that will be wrong to do that here. So what we will do is we will just pass selected option ID directly here, and we will go, okay, right. Will it be good enough? I think it should be not this way done here. It should directly tell this whether it is selected or not. Okay, so again I'm just changing it again. We will send is selected because I want option widget to be independent of options model, right? So what we will do here is we will take option index, right? Then we'll check whether its ID is equals to selected option ID or not, and this will give us true or false, which we will use here, right? So this is how you have to do in future, because you know it will be more modular for you. Just a minute. It will create a modular project. It will be less dependent on other classes, other widgets, right? And by default definitely I am going to use false. Okay, so this is how you do it. You have your is selected based on any option, and then you use that here. Okay, so first of all, color is selected. If it is true, then you have to use if it is selected, it should be icon background color. Otherwise it should be white, right? And similarly with the icon color as well, if it is selected, it will be colors dot white. or white 30, and if not, it will be icon background color, right? So we are toggling between this color and white color for when it is selected or not, and we are toggling between background color white or icon background color whenever it is selected or not, right? So let's run it. Okay, great, but this is somehow not working. So what should we do? Can we try? I think the icon is bit of a problem. See, icon is white. Okay, it's not of same color right now. I can show you by selecting this item. Okay, let me show you that. See, icon is white, but it's okay. Okay, okay, got it, got it, got it. It probably is white 30. That's why. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, I did mistake. So it is fine. Yes, so this is it. We will keep this one selected, and as I said, you can use block builder. You can even wrap this option widget in icon press so that you can handle the pressing of that, and then you can add the event and change the layout below. So we are going to add this now. Yeah, so let me just show you how we left. Yeah, so we are going to add these two items, okay, and it will be configurable. So basically I have added one more model class, which is a controller. This time I have created an abstract class item, because sometimes you will have controller, other times you will have gamepads, any other time you will have mouses, so mice, sorry. So you will have multiple things which come under one umbrella, which is called item, right? And the controller is one type of item, so I have just done it just for you so that it will be not a problem for you to add abstraction to this. Okay, and then I have added two controllers. Couldn't find blue controller, so I have added PS5 black controller to both of these items, and just I have changed the title. It's blue version, and official PS5 controller is the description. Okay, so this is about the model. Now coming to the home page, let us add one item. Oh, sorry, not this one. Yes, I have just kept it for backup because some things I have missed. I might miss. Okay, so we'll add item, um, items widget. Okay, yeah. So we'll create another class. Okay, what it needs. So basically, it needs what type of item it will have. So it will have item controllers for now, right? This you can change again, as I said, you can change it using block provider. So whenever there is change in block provider or provider, you can use any of them for state measurement, and let me know in the comment section if you need that. I will just provide it in the next parts. Okay, right now I'm only concentrating on UI part. So we are passing item. Okay, final item, which now this makes sense to create a list of items. Okay, because now items can be of any type. That's why I have added abstraction there. Okay, so we have done this. Now we also need two things, which will be our screen height and screen width, because item has to have some some height with respect to the screen width and height. Okay, that's why we need them. Now container, let me tell you, we are going to use PageView, and this type of UI I have already created 9 months back. So this is the card. You can see this image. Okay, let me just open it for you after that. And what I will do is I will go to that dribble shorts, so that I will be. You can see here I have created this card. The image will come on top. Okay, but this time image will come in the center. So we will do that. But what I want to say is, I already have created character card background clipper. Okay, you can find it in this file, which is in despicable me characters app. Okay, so this is the character card background clipper which is being used here. Okay, and it's already defined completely for you. You can just copy it, as I have also done the same thing. Okay, so this is the UI. Okay, this I have already done. You can go to that video after watching this one. So you can just search for despicable me characters. I have created two parts. There is a second part as well for the description screen. Okay, so much about this. Coming back to our original work that we are doing today. Okay, so this container basically we are going to use. So whatever I said, I copied that file exactly here, and it's looking like this. Okay, uh, I'm not going to use exactly this clipper. I'm going to use this clip only, and I have created another item card shape. Okay, you can create shapes using clip method. So I have used get outer path and written that clip method here itself. Okay, it works the same way as it works for the custom clipper for container. Okay, but what is the difference? Materials have elevation, right? And in our design this has elevation, but in Despicable Me characters it didn't have elevation. So nothing much to do. You have created your path, you can reuse it, you can delete this file, and you can reuse it directly here. Okay, so uh, yes, now coming back to here, it will be page builder or page view dot builder. Okay, because we want to scroll and we want that snapping effect. So what item builder will have? Item builder will have two items right now, basically two controllers. Okay, so I'm just writing uh, the returned, and then I will be returning item widget. Okay, based on control based on the controller what it will have. So it will have item. Okay, this will have items probably. Yes, or we do one thing, we don't create another widget, we will do everything here itself. It will not be much thing to do. Okay, so it is a stack, it will take a stack basically. Okay, now before using stack, page view builder, if you have not seen it, I have created that video, you can go through it, I have explained there as well. But you can have view port fraction, which will be very beneficial for you. So basically it will be a controller, and then we will create a page controller, and that will have viewport fraction as 0.75. Let me just check, it's 7. Okay, so it will be 7, right? Then in the stack, so stack will have two children. First will be material, as I said. Okay, so this material will have a shape, which will be nothing but item shape. Okay, that I have created. Now what will be the width and height of it? So now we need to know according to screen width and height, this card's shape will be defined. Okay, so we are going to use just let me copy that. Okay, I am copying the screen and height, width and height. Okay, and this is screen width and screen height. It is 65% of your screen width, so it is relevant, it is actually relative to your viewport fraction. It will be somewhat lesser than your viewport fraction. Viewport fraction is nothing but the space given to each card, okay, of this page view. Okay, each element of this page view, right? After this we will have image.asset, right? And that will be coming from, it will come from controller, sorry, items dot items index dot image path. Okay, and since it's so it doesn't have that, so we will cast it to controller, and then it will have that probably. Yeah, it has that. Okay, so what you can do is now this raises questions, right? So what you can do is you can have this field here, right here itself, which will be final image path. Okay, and it will be string type. Now this image path you need not to define anymore. Probably this will work. No, so I don't know, let me just figure it out. Abstract class final variable must be initialized. Let's initialize that. So yes, now what we need to do is we can call super, and image path will go in there. Yeah, that's what that has worked. So now you can see we need not to cast, right? That's what abstraction is about, right? Okay, so this is image dot asset and image path I have passed in. Now let's see the output. Okay, everything is failing. That's perfectly fine, because I will tell you why. Page view is by default, the axis of that is horizontal. Okay, now you are giving a scrollable horizontal element in a column. you need to specify height of it. That's why we will wrap this in a sized box. I will not use container because it will be overkill. We will use just size box because we just want to have a height. That's it. And what is the height of that? We will just take it from here. Okay. Yep. And okay, no problems, no problems. Screen, what is that? No such method. Star Wars. Okay, okay, okay. We have probably not passed width and height. Yes. So where is that? Oh, okay, okay. I have added it a wrong place. It will be somewhere here, right? After some gap. Okay. So basically we are in a column, right? Right. I added in a wrong place by mistake. Okay. So now we have passed in height and weight. We have these controllers. Right, right, right. That is perfectly fine with us. Okay. We will come back to items widget. We can see that material is there, but no elevation. So we'll add elevation. And now you can see the elevation, right? Perfect. Now what we will do is, okay, this thing is coming from image. Okay, it's not my fault. It's coming from image. Okay, we need to give some size to it, right? So it is taking complete size. So why not reduce its size by using padding widget? Okay, it should be 16 so that it's having padding from everywhere. It should be 32. Perfect. Now what we will do is we will align it. So image.asset, we will use align. Okay, so why we need alignment? Because you go here, inspector, if you select this image, it is this thing, right? It is taking this much. So we need to see this padding widget. This is the thing, right? We need to align it in the stack. Okay, so we are going to use alignment dot, okay, this time it will be dynamic alignment. So I will use 0, 0.1, and it has come here. We will use minus 0.1 because then it will be good to add two things here. Okay, then I think it's almost, you can scroll. Yes, yes, one error. So definitely this error is because page view has its own item count default value. So you have to give items dot length here so that it only builds 2 items out of the box, right? Great. So this is proper gap also. Okay, we can actually increase the gap by reducing screen width. Okay, so you reduce this, you will get the gap. Okay, and similarly you can also reduce this. No, you cannot do that. If you do that, there will be too much, you can say, closeness. Okay, so but what if we use container and try to add a margin? Let's learn that also. Symmetric horizontal 10. Okay, great, it is adding, but this has issues. You see this is cut down because each item is now having issues. So what we will do is we will not use container padding and margin here. We will add somewhere in this stack. So we will wrap this in a container and probably try with having margins here. Yeah, that has worked. So you can do this. Too much gap will be there. Okay, that is, this much is fine, and we can scroll through. Yes, that is fine. You can use many more things here. You can basically use snapping and all in your page view. So if you do page snapping true, then you see it's like this. If you scroll half, it will not be scrolled. It's like this. So snapping is this thing, right? Now we are done with this. Now we need to add one more copy of this, but this time it will not be image, it will be a column, right? And we'll have two text here. You can also use, as I said, you can use rich text here, but I will just use two text to just quickly finish this off. Okay, and this text will be controller dot, sorry, not the controller, it is item dot title. Okay, so now you have this thing. So probably controller will have these things also, right? And if anything specific related to controller has to be added, you can add it here. Right now it is the case that we need both these items here. Okay, it's just a it is not that hard to understand this thing. If you have worked a lot in projects, you can understand that abstraction is very key process. So this is just abstraction. Probably yeah, that is it. If you have something extra in controller, you can define it here. Item is just a common functionality that it has, common features that it has. So item uh, index dot sorry, title, and then we'll have second thing as description. Okay, this time font weight again, as I said, I am not using correct fonts this time. Okay, so font size will be 20. Yes, one thing, since I have copied everything, means I have copied that the shape. So you can go through that video. I have explained which point is taken why. So you can go there and learn about it. It's not a point to repeat these type of things because I don't like something to be repeated in my channel. That's why I teach only those things that are new, and that's it. So we can reduce the size to 16. Probably we can make it 500. So it is, yeah, this is great. Column, we can have cross axis alignment as a start. Okay, now we just need to align it again. So I will just align it accordingly. It will be 0, but it will be 0.9. Let's try with that. Okay, it is not coming. So what we will do? Okay, let's see what is the height of it first of all. So this overall is height of it. Right, padding. So why that is not coming? Okay, should I try with some bottom left? What does stack fit will do here? It's nothing much. So image has come, but this has not come. Okay, so let's remove this alignment if it is not working at all, and then let's remove this also, because I have another idea. We can use position. We are in a stack widget, right? So position is far more better in this scenario. We can have bottom 0 or 10, and then we can have left, so it will be 32. It will actually help us in giving position in padding also, right? So I will use 40, and that's it. It's done, right? So if you scroll it, you can do it like this. Now one thing left, at least, yeah, this bottom part is left, but before that, let us search for PS5 icon. I will just do it in front of you. PS logo. So it will be something like this. I'll just copy it. This is how I do. I know it's illegal, but yeah, what to do, man. Save image as, it's registered, so I'm not going to use it. What I will do is, I will go to tools, select transparent. I will use type as, usage rights, not filtered by license. That will be great. Okay, and it should be, okay, let's see this one. It's again registered. So can we use that? I don't know. Okay, let's use that, man. Okay, save image as, it will be going into our PS logo file. Log I have written by mistake. Okay, so we'll go here, just rename it. Okay, fine. Now where are we going to use? So you have to go to this design, and you can see that PS icon is there. It is here. Okay, so we will do that, and probably where and how. So it will be again a position widget, but this time it will be having image. So I will not do that much. Image dot asset. It will be assets image, sorry, icons ps logo dot png. Okay, so this is how it is. Its opacity, color, black with opacity 0.5 or 0.4. I will just check how it looks, okay, and then we will change the opacity. Size of it, so basically width will be 50, height will be 50, and right now we will just see where it goes in the screen. It is here, so we are going to move it extreme right by using position widget, and right will be 0, top will be 50. Perfect. Right can be 20. Okay, let us move it little up. Perfect. And now we will have with opacity 0.5, 0.1. Great, that's it. So now we are going to do this thing. Okay. So this is going to be a live coding section where I will show you how to create this UI. Okay. So I'm heading to homepage again, and after items widget, we will need a spacer, and at the bottom I will need a size box where it will be heighted as 20. Now why I am doing so? So there is this gap and there is this space which is unlimited. We don't know about it, and bottom bar should come at the bottom. So now in between there will be a bottom bar, okay, and we will have a selected index which will be 0 right now. Okay, so this will be the value of which item in the bottom bar is selected, this one, or any other item. Then let's create a stateless widget right now. Okay, we will need to have this field. Now in this container we need to give a specific height to it, which can be 80 right now. I don't know what will be the final height. We will see how it looks. Then actually this should be a clay container, wrapped with clay container, because it's a neumorphic design. At least we can make a neumorphic design here. It looks like that, so we can do that. Then in the clay container I will set height as 80. I don't know whether we should give height to this or not. Let's see that also. Then color, of course it will be white, right? And then curve type, it's not needed. Yeah, spread can be 10, depth can be 20. Let's see how it looks. And in this container, probably we don't need container now. We will need row here, so that we can add multiple items. Okay, so each item will be called as a bottom item or bar item. So we will name it as bar item as of now, and this bar item will have icon and title or text, anything you can take. Okay, so icon will be icon data. Okay, this will be, sorry, not this way, it should be icons dot home, and title will be home, right? Okay, now let's create another stateless widget, which is bar item. Okay, and now meanwhile let me start the emulator again so that we can directly run the application. Okay, so this bar item is nothing but a row again, right? Let me just run the application. Okay. It will give error right now, I think. Yes, it will give. So why don't we add icon data, icon, and string title, right? Okay, so while we yes, so it will be icon, icon. Okay, color we will give based on whether it is selected or not. Just hold on for some time. Okay, then title also we will give only when something there is there or not. So right now we will consider that something is there. So text will be our title. Okay, let's see what is the output of this if we add 4 items, right? So second one is profile, can be person. Third one is settings, and this is bookmark. Okay, settings, You can say wish list. Okay. So right. Yeah, we have added 4 bar items. Now let's see the output, how it looks. Probably we also need to give some padding to this. We need to give some padding to our bottom bar so that it takes some margin from left and right, as you can see in the design. Some left and right margin is there, right? And yes, we forgot to give border radius, which is 10 probably. Okay, so padding 16, symmetric, horizontal, right? Let's see what is the output of it. And we will play with this then. And why don't we have a selected field here, which can, let's see what happens. Okay, so okay, it looks like this. What is this? Why is this a space? Okay, okay, let's run it again. Yeah, so padding is working, and this row should have main axis alignment as a space between, so that they have some space in there. Okay, okay, okay. We have this radius. Okay, so what we need to do is we can decrease the height of our clay container, and we can give it more depth. Yeah, so now we can see it properly, and from bottom we can give 30 so that we have something more visible. And from left and right side we can have more padding, which looks correct now. And also these items, sized box, I would say there should be some gap between these items as well, right? Anyways, it will be added, so why don't we give space evenly here, so that there will be gap between this edges as well as each item. So all of the things are now in center, right? So things are easier now. But before that, we need to add a vertical line, divider also. So we have this vertical divider. Okay, and color of that will be item background color, what I feel like that. So it will be, wait, so it should be, oh, it was icon background color. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, so this is a big I would say divider. We don't need that much. So anyways, one more thing we have forgotten is this itself is a clay container, as well as it has some different height. So what you need to do is it should be wrapped in a padding, so that the items are, you know, have padding and they are in center, something like that. Yeah, so they are now in center. Probably we have too much height of this looks great. Okay, but there is not much space. Anyways, the space will come in between these items when one of the item is selected, so space will come automatically. But still, I think we need a size box also here. The reason being is very easy here, that I need this space. I cannot deny this space. Okay, so I need that space. So size box to width 10, as well as at the end I need this. Yeah, this is needed. Of course, you will get this. So what you can do is, I would suggest you use a fitted text here, a fitted box. That would be much appreciated, because it's not working. Mm, fitted box is not working. So okay, what can we do then? Yeah, we can increase the width of it. We can reduce the padding. Then it will have still okay. Looks good. Actually, yeah, we are taking too many things under consideration right now. So let's, why not we handle first of all our is selected things, okay, because that will reduce the pain that we are unnecessary we are dealing with this, okay. So what I would say is we have to decide whether this is selected or not, right? So we know what is the selected index, right? And we know uh, this has index as 1. So what we will do is selected field will go as selected index equals to 0, and similarly we will do like this. So for this it will be 3. So if um, selected index is 1, then is selected value will be true for this. For others it will be false, right? So in bar item we have to take a bool value which will be is selected, and it will be this dot is selected, right? And based on that we are going to show is selected. If it is true, then we are going, sorry, if you have to use here, we cannot use ternary operator. If it is selected, then we will show the divider, right? And if it is selected, then only we are going to show the text, right? Right. Okay. So perfect. Other than this, the color of the icon also will change, right? It is icon background color and this is white. So what we are going, what we will do is, and first of and yes, we will wrap this in a container as well. Right, let's do that in a container, and then the color of that container will be if selected. If it is selected, it will be blue color, which is we have defined it as blue color. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be colors dot white, right? And so this container's color is nothing but this color whole, right? Okay. Then also we need to mark it as expanded widget so that the remaining of the title takes in complete space of this row, right? And also we need to make sure that it doesn't take complete space, so we will give main axis alignment dot min. Okay. All right. uh, okay, fine. Icon color, so color of this will be, if it is selected, it will be icon background color, otherwise it will be white. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, might be some error. Okay, so definitely we have messed with some heights. Okay, so this is has size. Yes, I knew it will come. Somewhere we have not given size or height of it. So it says where is the error? Which widget? Hmm, getting. Probably it is saying about this bar item where I have used expanded. So I should use flexible and flex fit as it says. Use flex fit as loose. Okay, and main axis. What is this? Oops. So it's a fit, flex fit as loose, and main axis alignment as min. So let's see. Yes, we can see one item at least. What is happening with other items? Okay, we have done something little wrong here. If it is selected, then colors white, otherwise icon background color, right? So this is how this looks, right? But of course we need to add now some padding and all, so we will add that. But you have got the idea how it is going to work, right? Symmetric horizontal 8, just nice. And of course the title text is always white because we are only showing it when it is selected. So we will just give it text style, font size also we will try to give it, and color will be white. Yep, boldness we need. Perfect. And you can see there is one line as well, but this will certainly I will have to actually now reduce so many things. What I have already reduced, I will have to increase them. Like we added these sized boxes unnecessary. We took pressure on us. Okay, so this is good, right? And yes, I will have to reduce this padding a lot so that this becomes bigger. So 8 is perfect here, and now I can also increase this to 60. Yeah, this looks awesome. And now our bar item just need to have border radius, right? So it will be from decoration, box decoration. I think it's 6 perfect. Okay, something is wrong. Where? Okay, okay, yeah. So we are using color. It should be. Yes, this looks nice, right? Now, I hope you are my obedient listeners and always you have seen my previous videos, and it won't be difficult for you to select this and see the output. Okay, basically you don't have to do anything, you just have to make this as a stateful widget. And okay, let me do it. It's just a small thing. So this selected index will not be here now. Okay, and, you will have it here defined as 0, right? And what will happen is you will wrap this everything. One second. Selected index. What is okay? Okay. So you will have to have one method here, which will be called on tap. So this on tap will be called, and you will define it here, function or just void on tap. Okay, and you will pass in what is the index being tabbed. So selected or tabbed index. Okay, then or you can say tabbed item index, right? Then you will call set state, and you will change the selected index to tabbed index, right? Now what this will do is this will update the selected index, and you are calling in set state, so build method will be called again, right? And um, you know your selected index will be 1. Suppose you have selected this thing, it will be 1, so this will be true, others will be false, and hence the UI will update itself, right? So one second, something I have messed up. Yeah, so it will be this. Oh man, what I have copied, I don't know. So we will copy this and call this method in all of the items because it's needed. You are handling tap event, right? And how you will handle that, I'm just going to show you after adding all these elements. So this is the method that will be called. So go to your bar item, create a method which will be on tap, right? And this will be the method that will be called. It will be final. And then you just have to wrap your container into inkwell. Okay, and on tap of that you will be calling on tap. That's it. And this yes, this should work. No, we are not passing tabbed item index, so what we need to do is we need to pass in tabbed uh, item index, or yeah, you will have to pass 1 here, but this is not the way that we do it. item tab. I'm figuring out whether this is giving error or not. So we will get 0. Probably we have to do it this way. Yeah, this is right way to do it, because on tab requires a method. Okay, so it should call a method, right? From here you will pass 3, here 2, 1, and what happens is this method is called with these indexes. Okay, and yes, probably on tap is called, and on tap is nothing but on item tabbed, and it will update itself. So since we have created a stateful, so we have just restarted the application. If I click on this, this is just a normal thing that we have done here. So yes, so that is the end of this video. I will be coming for the remaining screen in next video, and as well as if you want, I can add blocks to this. Just let me know in the comment section. And thank you for watching the video. If you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends, and it will take 2 seconds to like the video. So thank you for watching again, and see you next time.